Hi folks, welcome to RJ Impact. Today we're going to be talking about chemtrails. Introduction. Chemtrails are condensation trails or modified contrails that are left in the wake of a jet aircraft, usually flying at high altitude. According to conspiracists, these are the visible part of the secret large-scale atmospheric spraying program, also known as SLAP. Effectively, aircraft are spraying chemical and/or biological agents under secret government policies and poisoning us all for one reason or another. It's been estimated that 17% of people globally believe the theory to be true or partly true. There's a wide range of reasons cited for the chemical releases, but these include weather modification, psychological manipulation, human population mind control, solar radiation management, birth control, and other biological or chemical warfare tests. People also say that chemtrails are evidence of a global conspiracy with monetary goals, for example manipulating futures prices or making people sick to benefit drug companies. Origins. The first theories began to be widely spread in the mid-1990s and originated in the US. They began at roughly the same time that the US Air Force published a report about weather modification. This was called Force Multiplier, Owning the Weather in 2025. Theories spread amongst internet forums and got a boost when late-night radio host Art Bell began to talk about them in 1999. Adherents of chemtrails say that they can be distinguished from contrails by the long duration, saying that chemtrails can persist for half a day or more. This is because they contain additional chemicals which normal contrails lack. The evidence and counter-evidence. Number 5. Planes loaded with chemicals. Barrels, which have been photographed inside aircraft, are claimed to be aerosol dispersion systems. The real purpose of the barrels is to simulate the weight of passengers or cargo. The barrels are filled with water, and this is piped from side to side to simulate the changing centre of gravity of the aircraft while it's being tested. Number 4. Evidence for high levels of chemicals. Conspiracists claim that there is evidence for heavy metals, in particular barium, in the chemtrails. In 2007, a Louisiana television station reported as evidence that air tested underneath a large crosshatch of chemtrails or contrails contained unsafe levels of barium. A subsequent examination of the footage, however, showed that the test result had been misread. Here is the actual test result for barium, which is quoted as 6.8 parts per million. This is actually 68.8 parts per billion, which equates to 0.0688 parts per million. In other words, a 100 times exaggeration in the actual results, which were within safe tolerances. Tests for other chemicals have not found evidence for levels above background normal. Number 3. Evidence for fuel dumping. In 2014, an Englishman, Chris Bovey, filmed a plane jettisoning fuel on a flight from Buenos Aires to London. This went viral and with over 3 million views was claimed as evidence for chemtrails. The reason was that the plane actually had to jettison fuel to lighten its load for an emergency landing in Sao Paulo. Number 2. What about cloudseeding? Cloudseeding is the act of dropping fine chemicals, usually silver iodine with dry ice, into clouds. Usually this is done to promote precipitation like rainfall, but can be used to lessen the likelihood of hail and lightning and even reduce the strength of hurricanes. The point about cloudseeding is that this is not a secret program. It's been done in a scientifically open way with papers published for the public to access on the reasons for the programs and the outcomes. In many countries, hundreds of cloudseeding missions are undertaken each year. The fact that cloudseeding exists doesn't really add or detract from the conspiracy theory. Number 1. The Insider. Former CIA employee and whistleblower Edward Snowden, interviewed on The Joe Rogan Experience, stated that he had searched all through the secret information of the US government for evidence about aliens and chemtrails. He said, "In case you are wondering, chemtrails are not a thing. And I had ridiculous access to the networks of the NSA, the CIA, the military, all these groups. I couldn't find anything." Conclusion. The chemtrail allegation has been dismissed by the scientific community. To address the widespread concern, a group of 77 eminent scientists examined all the evidence presented to support SLAB and published a report in the Journal of Environmental Research Letters. 76 out of 77 said they found no evidence of a SLAB, and that they found no evidence that purported chemtrails differ from normal water-based contrails, which are routinely left by high-flying aircraft under the right atmospheric conditions. According to the eminent Keith Group, they state, the most common claim is simply that the aircraft contrails look different, without any comparative analysis. This is as convincing as saying that alien beings walk amongst us in disguise as people because some people act very strangely. Our conclusion is conspiracy theory.